Let's put a little like modern bend in the hair.
This video is sponsored by the Skin Research Institute.
This is day 2 hair, so I'm putting a little dry shampoo. Gonna work that in and then get started. So the modern wave is more of a bend. It's kind of that zigzag process through the hair instead of curls. I just like that a little bit better. I feel like it's a little more relaxed. But every once in a while I'll put a curl in and I'll explain why I do. I'm using the SRI StyleQ flat iron. What I love about this flat iron, specifically for this style, is that the plates have a floating technology. Do you see that I can kind of clamp down? That's on purpose, and that's to make sure the plates evenly press against the hair without there being like bent spots where the hair would just slide through. Also notice the red light, and you have to know there are 12 heat settings, which I love. I styled my hair yesterday. I don't need a ton of heat on it, so I'm gonna start at 300 and kind of play around from there. I think 300 is gonna be enough. You always want the iron moving when you're doing this, and I don't like to clamp down for very long. I'm sort of opening and closing, creating that bend, and then going in the opposite direction here. Same thing when you get here. And then once you get to the ends, you kind of want to just go straight down. See how soft the wave is? That's what I wanted. Next section, I'm gonna pull out wide from my head and hold it sort of flat this way and do the wave that way. I don't want all of these waves to match the same pattern. So changing up how you hold the hair, whether it's like this, whether it's like this, will ensure that the waves don't nestle together. I'm also starting a little bit higher on this section, again, to make sure it's not the same exact wave pattern I just created next to it. Oh, I love that. See the difference? That's what you're going for. Here's the difference with the top section. These two front pieces always get curled. The reason I do that instead of waving them is if I were to wave them, it would live right here all day. And I don't want this life. I don't want this life. So I'm doing the typical flat iron bend, leaving the ends out. See how that naturally just curls away from my eye? It's not gonna bug me all day, that is key. But then the section right next to it, that's getting waved. Maybe I start a little bit higher here, but follow the same pattern, opening and closing the iron, so I'm pressing the plates, but I'm not adding too much heat. I'm holding this back corner section a little bit more horizontal, again, to change up the pattern so they don't nestle together. I love this StyleQ flat iron because I never get static electricity. I've used flat irons before that like put static electricity in my hair, which is an absolute unacceptable thing to me. I'm in my final section here. I'm gonna do the piece close to my face though, to make sure that turns out exactly like I want, and then I'll finish with that final wave section here. Again, taking the flat iron, this is the only piece that's getting curled. We're doing a soft, smooth pull through the hair glides evenly, pulling it down so we just get that little bend and it'll match the wave without being in my eye. Please notice that there are no creases in this section. If you're getting a lot of creases, your flat iron is either not great or your heat is way too high. There's a beveled edge to this flat iron, which also ensures it to smoothly pull through the hair without creating that 90-degree like sharp line. Look at your flat iron today. If it does not have beveled edges like this that kind of wrap around, it's time for an upgrade. I always add a little oil after I do this style. I just feel like it smooths the ends a little bit. And since I've sort of flicked a lot of the layers out and my hair tends to be dry, the oil kind of makes it look a little bit more hydrated. Okay, the last thing, texture cream. If you love texture spray, use texture spray. I forgot to take my rings off and I cannot put cream in my hair with my rings on. I've been loving this Big Sexy Hair cream to powder play. Just feel like it gives me nice definition, and I like that kind of piecey look to the hair. So I just spread it throughout my palms. I'm gonna go in from the bottom first, and then whatever's left, I'll grab the outside of my hair, again, just to define the waves a little bit. Kenra number 13 has been my go-to lately because I feel like it offers a lot of hold, but man, it's forgiving. This is the final result, just modern bends to the hair. This looks great on day 2, just wanna say that. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. If you want links to any of the products I used here, You'll find them right below this video.